En este archivo sonar recapitulamos en la conversación que tuvimos el 2023 con Mike Mushok, fundador y guitarrista de Staind, banda que lanzó también el año pasado su disco Confessions of the Fallen, un grupo que fue muy popular con álbumes como el Break the Cycle y que ha tenido un vuelo impensado con este revival del new metal. Curiosamente, Mike nos confesaba que era su primera entrevista para Sudamérica en 20 años, así que disfruten Staind en exclusiva, júguenlo ustedes en el archivo sonar.
Hey, what's up? This is Mike Mushok with the band Stained, and you're watching and listening to Radio Sonar. Sure. Yeah. Listen, it was great to be able to, kind of get back together and do that. And we had an opportunity, we started working again probably around 2018, and we did some shows in 2019. Then the pandemic hit, kind of, ruined everything for 2020, all our plans. And we were able to go out on the road with Korn in 2021, and that's where a lot of the ideas came up, because we were together, and I was able to, put a lot of the songs together and actually play them for Aaron, and really come up with a direction for where the record was going to go. Yeah, listen, and I think it'd been a while since he'd written, some, Stain type of lyrics, you know what I mean? So I think it was, I know that it was a little bit different for him, kind of diving back into that world, you know what I mean? But I feel he did a fantastic job. I'm really, really happy with the way the record turned out. Yeah, that was something that he wanted to pursue a little bit more on this record. So, and I think that, with the help of Eric Ron, who produced it, he really was able to, kind of take some of the stuff that I was writing and kind of interpret it, and be able to add those elements into some of the songs, So, because it was new for me, you know what I mean, kind of approaching songs in that manner, and wasn't even really sure how to do it. But I think, with working with Eric, we were really able to, I think, successfully kind of bridge that gap between what those heavy songs are, and incorporating some of those electronics into it. I love that band. So, I mean, to me, it was great. You know, Wherever they ever want us to play, I'm definitely down for that. I'm a huge fan and have been since the very beginning. So, yeah, it was really a great tour. I don't know. I don't know how much, thought you kind of put into that. You know what I mean? But Korn for sure. I mean, listen, they never really stopped. They've always, really been, uh kind of on the same steady pace that they've been since the beginning, you know what I mean? And still just putting out great music, but for us to go away and to come back and to kind of get the response we've have is felt really good. You don't know, you know, how things are going to be interpreted, but I mean, people seem to be really liking the new song, and I'm excited for people to hear the new record. It's so funny you say that. That festival got announced, and I called our manager. I'm like, wait a second, how are we not, why are we not on this? Really? Um, and I what was the answer? I think it was like, oh, next year. I'm like, okay, we'll see. So I don't know. But yeah, you're right. I kind of felt left out. I mean, it felt like it was a lot of contemporaries, and I honestly I was tempted to go, because there was a lot of bands playing that I really would have loved to have seen and hung out with. It was difficult, and the kind of the joke at the time was we should just record "It's Been a While" 12 times and send it to them and say this is the record, because that's what they wanted, But for me right now, I mean, I feel successful, that I'm happy with the way the album turned out. That, because, and listen, it'd been a while since we'd done something like that. I mean, created music and made music together, and but I'm really proud of what we just made, and like I said, looking forward to, being able to go back out there. And the shows have been great. I mean, that to me is, a success, being able to go out there and people are still showing up and appreciating what we're doing. It feels that way, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of, kind of where it went from there. And yeah, I definitely think that you're probably correct. Those are two of my favorite bands. I have to choose one. I don't
For
know.
the band.
Sure. And it's funny. I mean, I feel like that there's a lot of elements of each, to be honest with you, and kind of what we do. I mean, like you know, I started tuning down and playing with different tunings because of Korn, but I mean, and it's funny, when Stain first started, we played covers, and there were many Alice in Chains and many Korn covers in our set, uh but I don't know, maybe Alice in Chains. I don't know. I think that's, like with Aaron's voice and stuff, I really kind of feel like that's, a little bit closer. Yeah, no, listen, it was great. It was a great experience. Jason was great to work with. And intense though. I mean, you talk about, I mean, I think a lot of that success that Metallica had, I mean, he even would say is like, we worked harder and, longer than, anybody. And that's how, they, got to be as great as they were and, as successful as they are. And, he brought a lot of that to what we did. And when I was, fortunate enough to play with them, and that's what I feel like. I feel like I was really fortunate to spend that time and, be a part of what that was. We actually spoke yesterday. You know what I mean? We still stay in touch, and yeah, Jason was fantastic. Yeah, listen, it was great. I mean, it really was. I mean, we did a lot in the kind of the year that we were together, and he's back at it again, which is really cool. I mean, he's got basically it's the same guys. He got a different guy to play guitar, a buddy of his, and they played a couple of gigs, and I know he's working on music again. So hopefully there'll be something out there again. Yeah, not that I'm aware of, because I mean, I know that we would have definitely have loved to have been able to do that. It's I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Godsmack. I mean, but I know for us, it has been tough to get out of the United States. So, I mean, hopefully there's some of that in our future. You know what I mean? It would be really great to be able to go and play for those fans. No, there definitely is. And yeah, I always like to refer, I hate talking about the lyrics because I like to let Aaron, kind of, talk about that a little bit more because that's kind of where it comes from. But I do think that, I mean, listen, as a fan and a fan of Aaron and what he does in listening to it, he has not run out of dark things to sing about because there's some things on this record that I listen to and go, oh my goodness, that's like really that's what's going on. So I think he did a great job. So, and like I said, hopefully people get to check it out. I mean, I would think it put like Linkin Park probably. I mean, right? I mean, they were like, I felt like a hybrid theory, right? I mean, that to me kind of was the essence of what all of that was. And they were just such a huge band. And, I mean, people seem to connect with that, so well. And I still hear those songs. I'm just like, they're so good. You know what I mean? They're still to this day, they're played all the time and they still sound great. And I won't change the station. I'll listen,